Hello once again, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Hall County Sports Television. I'm your host, Garry Glenn. The postseason is getting pretty deep for our local teams now. We begin our show this week with a segment on baseball. North Hall had to go to 3 games in their playoff series with Allatoona in the state playoffs. The Trojans won Game 1, 9-4, in a game which had a little of everything. Lead changes, some outstanding defense, squeeze play, even Andrew Smith stealing home. He had an RBI double and stole 2 bases as Preston Graham got his 7th win of the season. The Buccaneers hit 3 homers in the first 2 games of the series, including a walk-off solo dinger in the bottom of the 7th of Game 2 as they won it 3-2. Trojans were then sent home after a 6-2 win by Allatoona last Saturday. Key inning, a mistake-filled third for North Hall when the Trojans gave up 4 unearned runs. Michael Royal struck out 9 with the help of his defense, got out of 2 threats by the Trojans as they left the bases loaded twice. Andrew Smith, another good offensive game, 3 for 3, got hit by a pitch for North Hall, and Griffin Olsen drove in the final Trojan run of the 2012 season with a sacrifice fly. We bring to the show now Coach Trent Mongero. And Trent, first of all, I want to talk about that series. Now, you knew Allatoona was pretty good. They had 3 pitchers who are going on to pitch at the next level, and you saw all 3 of them.
Yes, we did.
But in the first game, now that was a wild game. I want to tell you, brother. Like I said, it had a little bit of everything in that, didn't it?
It sure did. We went right after them. We had heard all about their pitching, and they threw their Clemson signee in that game, and we just got it. We were aggressive. We got on base, and we made things happen, and we swung the bats, and it was a fantastic game.
I thought Preston, after he gave up the home run, and by the way, I thought he looked a whole lot more rested in that game, and that was very key for him. Yeah. He really settled down after that and let his defense and his offense come along and help him out.
Yeah, Preston's a bulldog, and here towards the end of the season, he was having some issues with tiredness and just getting back to full strength, and he certainly was in this game, and he did exactly what you said. He's led a deep play, and he counted on us to score him some runs, and we did, and it was just a great game to experience. A lot of fun.
All right, riverboat gambler there. Now you're rolling the dice. You're getting a squeeze play. You're stealing home. Well, you just think we got to make something happen. We got to get them off back on their heels a little bit.
We really play aggressive all year long. The stealing home thing we didn't use much this year, although we've done it in the past. We wanted to save it. We knew that teams scout real heavily, and we just said we're going to save it to when we really want to use it, and it was wide open. Their pitcher was 4 seconds to the plate, and we mathematically know the equation, how it works, and we knew that it's a momentum grabber as well, and killer on the other side. So Andrew's a heck of a base runner. We said go for it. So we let the hitter, I think it was Zach Mize, I think he knew. We gave him the sign. Said be ready, any pitch now, he could be coming. So, yeah.
And that was successful. Now you go on to Game 2, rest a little bit. And, boy, you talk about a pitcher's duel. Now, that was something to be, and I thought your guy did really well, Avery.
Avery,
Avery Smith.
Yeah, step to the plate. Avery Smith, what can you ask for? I mean, he threw a great game, kept them off balance all game long. I mean, we felt like we were right there, could grab it at any moment, and they took the wind out of our sails at the end with that walk-off. But, we were that close to a sweep. I mean, we were right there, nip and tuck. So.
Okay, so you come back Saturday. You know it's going to be tough because they got another guy that's throwing at the next level, throwing at you. So, in fact, their coach asked me the night before. He said, "They got any arms left?" I said, "Well, they're tired this time, like everybody else is, but they got somebody they can throw." And for the most part, did pretty well. But sometimes you just run out of gas.
Yeah, I don't know how many 3A teams got 3 arms like that. I mean, we saw 3 exceptional pitchers. I know Gainesville's got a staff like that. But that was the key to them. I felt like that was the key. They were able to keep us down, and we played 21 innings, Gary. We only had 1 bad inning in 21 innings this weekend, and that third where we gave them those unearned runs cost us.
Well, I think I read that they may be the best 3 seed in the state. They come out of a really tough region, Trent.
Oh, without a doubt. It sounds like you're making excuses, but in some states they seed teams based on their rankings, and you wouldn't run into a team like this as a 2 seed in our region. You wouldn't run into an Allatoona in the first round with their pitching staff, but we did, and we battled them, gave them everything we could possibly give them, and obviously we're disappointed, but hey, we gave it everything we had.
So you had a long talk with your seniors over there,
Sure did.
And then what were you telling them? I mean, don't let this take away from what you did this season.
A little bit more, just how much I love them, kind of each one of them, I told them what they meant to me, gave them where I've seen them come as men and where I've seen them come as players since I've known them for 5 years. All of them have played for us since they were in 8th grade. And, you know.
So you mentioned the names. Name some names here.
Yeah, of course. You know, we have Wade Phillips and Eli Gilmer. We have Jesse Strickland, Cody Fowler. And then our manager, John Valponi, who got to play a little bit this year for us. Yeah. So there's really 5 seniors, 4 traditional players that have come up through the system, and John, who has really been a motivator for our team here, getting to play some and become a part of our everyday playing team.
Well, in this series, Wade played a great center field for, made some outstanding catches and grabs and all that. So those are the folks that you're going to miss. But Coach, who you got coming back?
Well, you know, I really do feel good about our program right now. You know, our JV program has done a great job, very well coached down there. Scott Clackham and Brent Kennedy have done a great job. They finished second in the JV tournament at Flowery Branch, split with Flowery Branch during the regular season. And I try to pair them up against very tough competition during the JV season. And left-handed pitching, we got 3 left-handed 9th graders with Preston. So that's 4 right there. How often do you have 4? There's been many years I haven't had 1. Mm-hmm. So they all are better than average left-handed pitchers. Of course, Avery's back, Preston's back. Adam Kelly, who we didn't have this year at all on the mound, who would have been a huge asset for us pitching-wise, will be healthy and back next year. So, you know, it's looking good.
Thanks for coming in, Trent.
Yeah, thanks, Gary.
Good season, and good luck to the Trojans next year, okay?
Thank you so much.
Trent Mongero. But Trent's Trojans will end the season at 17-11 overall. Other baseball, Flower Branch saw their season end as they fell in 2 straight to Johns Creek 5-4 and 10-4. Bragg Davidson with a 2-run homer and Kelton DeVoe a single home run. C.J. Navin hit and scored a run for the Falcons. Brody Thomas had 2 hits and scored a run, while Davidson, DeVoe, Andrew Lauer, and Gant Davis each had an RBI for the Branch. They'll end the season at 20-8. More strong hitting, more strong pitching from unbeaten Gainesville as they knock off Heritage Catoosa 8-4 and 7-2. David Gonzalez and Michael Geddes went the distance in each game, each scattering 5 hits. Stephen Mason opened the series by belting his 150th career hit and went on to finish 4 for 5 in Game 1. He then opened Game 2 with a home run on the very first pitch of the contest. Skylar Weber also had 2 hits in each game, as did Caleb Whittington. Hunter Anglin with a fine Game 2, going 2 for 2 with a solo home run, a double, and 3 RBI. Next up, a series with West Lawrence this week. Now, West Lawrence is a team which the Elephants have already beaten twice this season. We'll tell you all about what Gainesville did next week. The Girls of Steel. That story when we come back.
There are hundreds of options when choosing apparel or promotional items at J. Geyer Advertising and the Trophy Case. We're all about quality and competitive pricing. Sports items are in stock. Look for special pricing on Letterman jackets, corporate apparel, corporate gifts, and custom embroidery. All local high schools should check out the line of spirit wear and trophies. We're also offering custom screen printing available for any team sport. Be on the winning side when you choose J. Geyer Advertising and the Trophy Case, locally owned and operated at 250 Dawsonville Highway, Gainesville. Call 770-718-0062 or on the web at jgeyer.com and trophycaseltd.com.
There are moments in life that you wish would last forever. Dreams that really do come true. Treasures worth protecting. And a future to prepare for. Turner Wood & Smith is with you every step of the way. Established in the Gainesville area in 1905. Turner Wood & Smith has become Northeast Georgia's largest independent insurance agency by offering professional service at competitive prices. Turner Wood & Smith, insuring your future since 1905.
You know, one of the sponsors that we've had on the show here for a long time, McKelvey Road United Methodist Church, and the pastor of McKelvey Road UMC is Rob Bruce. And Rob, first of all, thanks to the church for helping publicize in a positive light our local athletes here.
Gary, you're more than welcome. We enjoy supporting our local community, and this is one way of being able to do that, is to support our kids in their athletics and those in the county.
Now, one of the things we want to talk about here with you today, though, is the sermon series that you started on Easter Sunday morning.
Yeah, that's right. We started a sermon series on Easter morning about the resurrection because most people have a unrealistic idea of what resurrection is. Most people think it's resuscitation, but it's something entirely different than resuscitation, Gary.
And where are you going to take us with this?
Well, we'll be learning what resurrection means for our everyday lives, and I don't want to give too much of it away. I want to make this a bit of a tease so some folks will come and hear it.
All right. Thank you very much. Rob Bruce, McKelvey Road United Methodist Church. Rob, we'll see you in church on Sunday.
Thank you, Gary.
Welcome back. I'm Garry Glenn, and this is Hall County Sports. Well, Flower Branch High School and Team Georgia Olympic Weightlifting celebrating the signing appointment of Ellen Kircher to the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs. Ellen will become a resident athlete at the OTC in June, where she'll be training and preparing for the 2016 Olympic Games. She'll also attend the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, starting in August, and she'll major in physical therapy. She's a four-time high school state champion in the 48-kilogram, or that's just under 106-pound weight class. She's a three-time 48-kilogram youth national champion. In 2011, she was a youth national champion. And this year, a junior national champion and a senior national champion. That's the trifecta. And her coach, C.J. Stockel, says, and this is a quote, "I do not know if ever or when this was done last by any athlete in any weight class," end quote. She was also on the 2010 Junior Pan Am team and a ninth place at the 2011 Youth World Championships. She was one of three Team Georgia weightlifting members who have been selected to be resident athletes at the OTC, along with Chestatee alum Megan Poole and senior Lady War Eagle Jenny Arthur. Jenny's tweaked her back a bit and is currently doing a bit of rehab, I understand. Weightlifting, by the way, only has 7 on-campus slots. Our local girls got 3 of them. In March, Ellen, as the senior national championships, snatched 62 kilograms and clean and jerked 76 kilogram total. That's 138 kilogram for the whole thing. She's about 5 feet and 105 pounds, so she snatched 137 pounds, clean and jerked 168, and totaled 304 plus. Now, in addition to all the weightlifting stuff, she's also got a 4.0 grade point average. She's a member of the National Honor Society and has been awarded the Falcon Award by Dr. Mark Coleman there at the branch. She's on the 2012 Junior World Team, and she and Hope Stockel, who has a few medals of her own, are at the Junior World Championships this very weekend in Guatemala. And earlier this week, Nick Wright and I dropped by the branch to talk to both Hope and Ellen. Tell me how your training's going.
It's going great. I feel very prepared.
All right, Junior Worlds now.
Yes, sir.
Excited?
Yes, very excited.
Goals down there?
Just PRs, and it's a good preparation for Youth Worlds in September. It's mainly just PRs.
When you first got started in Olympic weightlifting, I mean, was this kind of because I'm the coach's daughter, I got to do this, or did you really fall in love with it?
I really did fall in love with it. My dad's been coaching it since I was born, so I was literally born into it. But just watching my older sister lift when I was younger, I thought, oh my gosh, this would be so cool. And when I started doing it, I just like, this is me. I love it. And I don't know, I just don't know what I would do without it.
You know, when you discover you have a talent for something, it sort of fans the flames a little bit, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It makes things like really cool.
Can you see yourself in 4 years, 8 years, maybe representing the US of A in the Olympic Games? Is that something, or is that just, if it happens, it happens, or is that a goal?
It's one of my main goals. My main goal is to be in the Olympic trials in 2016 and then to be in the Olympics in 2020. I can see myself if I work harder and if I just put all my effort into it and my time into it. And after high school, maybe going to the Olympic Training Center, I can definitely see myself doing it.
Isn't it amazing that out of some of the best people in the country and some of the top 10 in the world in this sport, they're from right around in the Gainesville, Hall County, Georgia area? How cool is that?
It's really cool, and it's just kind of like one of those like once-in-a-lifetime things that's going on right now. But yeah, I think it's amazing, especially with like a small town and everything. I think it's really cool.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Ellen, first of all, I got to ask you about last week when you were able to sign a grant and aid to go to college and lift weights. Now, you had told me that was one of your goals, and now that it's here, how do you feel about it?
I feel great. I'm really excited that I made my goal, that I'm going to train at the Olympic Training Center and go to school full time. Just really excited.
And physical therapy. Now, how did you decide on that as a course of study?
Well, I went to physical therapy last summer for my elbow, and I really liked my physical therapist, and I saw what he could do, and he helped me a lot. and I want to do that for people and athletes. I want them to get back on track. I want to do that too.
Now, you told me that you started lifting weights as a help for basketball, and then suddenly you decided that, wow, this is pretty cool. But you didn't like it at first, right?
No, I didn't like it at first. The first couple of weeks were rough. I've never worked out before, and I was a middle school girl, so.
And then when did you turn the corner?
I guess after basketball season's over, and I just kept working out, and Hope and I became friends, and I just liked it. I mean, I wasn't sore anymore. I was enjoying it, and it just became my passion.
And then you discovered you were good at it.
Yes.
That always helps, doesn't it?
Coach Stockel told me he could make me into a national champion, so that's what he helped me do.
Yeah, and he did just that. So, and that has led you to being able to go to do this in college. But now the Junior Worlds this week. Has your training gone well?
Yes, it's going well. I think I'm prepared for this meet.
Goals down there.
I want to snatch 65 and clean and jerk 80.
Okay, and whatever happens that, if you get on the medal podium, that's cool. If not, well, at least PRs, right?
Yes. If the opportunity arises, I mean, yeah, heck yes, I want a medal.
Mm-hmm. And on down the line now, you're talking, not this year, which is an Olympic year, but 2016, 2020. Is that kind of what's in the back of your mind?
Yes. Definitely want to make both or either of those. That'd be great.
And I asked Hope this too. We talked about, isn't it amazing that we've got some of the top people in the world doing this, and they're all right here in Gainesville and Hall County.
It's really funny.
It is fun. I guess it's because of the not only talent but training, huh?
Yeah, I think the equipment we have here and the coaches we have just allows athletes to come out in this area. Yes.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Now, as for her goals, converting it to pounds, Ellen says she'd like to do over 143 and a third on the snatch and clean and jerk over 176 and a third. Now, that's about a 105, 106-pound girl totaling almost 320 pounds over her head. Good luck to her and Hope in Guatemala. We got a lot to cover up in the wrap-up when we return. Garry Glenn back on HCS TV, and one of the things that has really pleased us here on our show is the support we get from the community, and among those that have been longtime supporters of this show and local athletes, McKelvey Road United Methodist Church. Pastor is Rob Bruce. Rob, thanks.
Hi, Gary. Yeah, it's our pleasure to be able to support the athletes of Hall County. They're an important part of our community. We're thankful to have them, and we like to support them.
I want to talk to you right now, though, about the sermon series that you started at the church on Easter Sunday morning, on the resurrection. Now, why that series?
Well, we're going to be talking about the resurrection over the next several weeks because most people today have it confused with resuscitation. You know, Gary, that's not the same thing at all. If we resuscitate, we may come back, but we don't go on to live eternally, and that's what resurrection is. So we want to clear up some of that confusion.
Rob Bruce, Pastor, McKelvey Road UMC.
Thank you, Gary.
We'll see you at church on Sunday.
All right.
Hall County Sports is brought to you in part by Green Ford on Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville. Check out the latest deals. And remember, when you go Green Ford. By Mountain View Auto Repair, a full-service shop for all of your automotive needs. Call Danny at Mountain View Auto Repair at 770-535-7278. And by McKelvey Road United Methodist Church. Visit us on McKelvey Road in Oakwood. With 3 worship services every Sunday morning, Kids Town and adult small groups, McKelvey Road United Methodist Church is dedicated to transforming the world through the good news of Jesus Christ.
We begin this week's wrap-up on Hall County Sports Television with soccer. The Flowery Branch boys losing a tough 1-0 decision to Northwest Whitfield. Falcons finished 11-7-1 on the season. Now, the very next night, a first-round stunner as the number 8 ranked Flowery Branch girls, who'd given up like 6 goals all season long, were shocked 3-1 at their place by Johns Creek. Cassidy Elrod scored the lone goal for the Branch girls, who wrap up the 20-12 campaign. Outstanding record 17-2. Cassidy was named the most outstanding player on the 8 Quad A All-Region team. Also making that first team for the girls, Alex Lee and goalie Lauren Dunn. Morgan Glenn made the next 9, while Cashin Filial, Kayla Robles, and Megan Kirk were all honorable mention. Branch boys, who made the best 9, were Leo Manzo and the goalkeeper Luis Terran. Thomas Davis made the second team, and Justin Escavaria
made honorable mention. The Gainesville boys stayed alive with a 1-0 win over Cartersville. Edgar Espinosa got the shutout in goal, and Aiden Rising scored the game's only goal in that one. Gainesville girls hoped that winning their first region title in 7 years was the start of something more, and so far so good. The Lady Elephants shut out Dalton 4-0 in the first round of the state playoffs in Gainesville. Hartley Carter and Liza Carpenter each scored twice for Gainesville High School. As with the Gainesville boys, it was also a 1-0 win for the Chestatee boys over Allatoona. Christian Felix scored off a rebounded shot for that game's one score. That might have surprised some folks for the War Eagles to make the second round, but not necessarily Coach Michael Herrin and his scrappy War Eagles.
Michael, I don't want to say that the old cliche is you've flown under the radar, right, but all of a sudden you turn around, you're second in the region, and you're in the state playoffs, and you won a game.
Yeah, it's been a good year. Our kids have really rose to the challenge. We jumped out early, beating opponents, that are good programs, Walnut, Grove, Oconee County, and just the kids, week in, week out, they play and they believe in themselves, and they don't really care what other people have to say.
When did you know you were going to be pretty good?
Pre-season, I felt we were going to be competitive. The kids just have a general swagger about themselves. They were excited, they were enthusiastic, and embracing what we were trying to teach them on the field. We stumbled along the way a couple of times, but their attitude about it and their demeanor, it's just, they're playing with confidence.
Well, and that's, of course, a big thing in any kind of athletic endeavors, to be able to play with confidence. Has it been a combination of things for, or are you stronger on one side of the ball than you are on the other as far as offense and defense and goaltending and all those things?
I think we're just balanced, and we have kids that are just really determined to do what it takes to put the ball in the back of the net. We don't have a group of superstars, but we have kids that just play solid. Week in, week out, game in, game out. Every night, somebody's ready to step up and take on that role and be, if you want to call them a hero, but they're ready to step up and lead. Whoever needs to get the job done, they rise to that challenge.
Who has been, the go-to guy, or one or two guys are your leaders overall?
Offensively, our leading goal scorer is Marco Revelar. He's going into tomorrow night's game. He has 18 goals on the season so far. But he'll be the first to tell you that he can't do anything if the other guys don't work to get the ball to him. He just happens to be at the right place at the right time. On the defensive side of it, we've had Arnold Gomez, who's played very, very strong as a center back. John Hatch, who has played very, very strong as an outside back. Che Nunez, who's also really stepped up. And then, of course, the goalkeeper, he's a senior this year, has just been in the right place at the right time for the most part of the season.
And your senior goalie?
Senior goalkeeper, yes. So.
Who is that?
Oh, that's my son, Michael Herrin.
So, there you go. Is he a junior?
No, he's a third, actually.
Michael, well, good
he's
for him.
Third.
Well, there are not a lot of teams playing soccer this time of year in the state of Georgia. Coach, you're one of them.
Exactly, and that's what we told the guys, regardless. We set a pretty tough non-region schedule and played some good quality teams like Blessed Trinity and folks of that sort, and taking some licks up front. The whole purpose was learn. Find out what these teams that are doing every year, what they're doing to stay strong, and let's play against them, get better, and try to emulate their style of play. Gainesville, of course. So we've had some learning opportunities, is what we refer to them as, and it's paid off because we've always rebounded strongly, playing good quality opponents. These guys are ready to embrace this. This group went to the state playoffs last year. They learned the first half. The second half to that Carrollton game, they really, really stepped up the way they played. So they had an idea of what a state playoff game is going to be like. And this last week, they showed that they remembered.
Some other soccer for you. Dalton eliminated the Johnson boys 5-3. Johnson got a goal each from Israel Azura, Israel Avila, and Jonathan Mendoza. North Hall boys shut out 5-0 by Southeast Whitfield. Lakeview's boys fell 3-0 to Landmark Christian. And West Hall's girls ended their season with a 3-0 loss to Heritage Catoosa. All right, now, track and field. From the girls' AAA state track meet, North Hall's Gabrielle Hoffman set a new school record with her 10.6 pole vault. That was good enough for third in the state. Harper Seymour set a PR and school record with her discus toss of 105, and that was good enough for ninth. Michaela Ellis finished 10th in the 3200 at 12:36, while Gainesville's Tierra Hill wound up 5th after high jumping 5.2. Sarah Hayes of the Lady Elephants ran a 5.26. That was good enough for 5th at 1,600 meters. She broke 2:20 in the 800 prelims with a 2:19. Then she ran 2:22 in the finals, and that was good enough for 6th overall in the state. Kiki Harris, 9th for GHS in the pole vault at 8.6. West Hall's Haley Haynes went 5.2 in the high jump. That was 8th place. And Maia Booker of West Hall had her second straight second place in the 100 meters with an 11.93. That's the first time she's broken 12 seconds and breaks her own school record. She was injured and really couldn't go in the 200 this time. She'd finished third in that event at state last year. Lanisha Kyrgios wound up fourth in the 100 hurdles, and the Lady Spartans wound up 14th as a team, highest local finish for the girls. For Maia, she wished she could have run both of her main events.
Maya, I know you tweaked your hamstring a little bit at sectional, so you weren't able to run the 200. That had to bother you a little bit.
Yes, it did. Not being able to complete my events and struggling in the 100 really took effect, but I mean, I guess it worked out in the end at state.
Well, you broke 12 with a tweaked hamstring and finished second, so that's got to give you some encouragement.
Yeah, it did. It hurt for a while, but the breaking 12 was a really great accomplishment to know that I could do it with a hurt hamstring. But I would love to figure out what I could have done if I would have been in full health and strength.
All right, now, had a great year, though, team-wise. Won the region, won Hall County. What you got coming back?
We have a strong team coming back. Our Lanisha Kyrgios coming back for the hurdles. Lisa Lattimore's coming back for shot. We have Ryan coming back for the 800 and the mile. I'll be back for the 100, 200, and the 4x1. So we have a pretty good team coming back, and we should be taking regions and sectionals and whatever else is there. We should be taking that again first place.
Pretty good year for you overall. I know it was a little disappointing at state because of the injury, but overall, you feel pretty good?
Yes, I do feel I feel good. I feel great.
Now, this weekend, track and field, the very, very famous Georgia Olympics. The boys' all-classification state meet is in Jefferson. Turning to tennis, West Hall's boys, 8th rated in the state, eliminated by 4th-ranked LaGrange in the second round last week. Tatum and Scroggs at number 3 singles, won in straight sets for the Spartans' lone win, and they'll finish at 16-7 on the season. The Gainesville boys went out in the second round as well, 4-1 to Woodward Academy. The number 1 Dubs team of Jake Maddox, Graham McKinnon got the only win for the Red Elephants. Flowery Branch's girls advanced into the Elite 8. They waxed North Paulding 5-love. Anna Kate Shaw won at number 1 singles, along with Elizabeth Mallory and Nicole Morris at 2 and 3 singles. And the doubles teams of Durden Smith, Becky Benton, and Danny Taylor, Madison Smith all had wins, all in straight sets. Time now to name our athletes of the week. For the females, Maia Booker of West Hall Track, her second in the 100 meters, the highest local finish for our local girls down at the state track meet. And for the boys, our athlete of the week, Stephen Mason of Gainesville High School baseball. What a series he had as the Red Elephants continue undefeated in the state playoffs. But we need to make some apologies to Gainesville golfer Pep Brown. We should have recognized that 66 he shot in the regional championship last week. Now, earlier this week, Pep and his teammates, along with boys teams from Flowery Branch, North Hall, and Riverside, and the Gainesville girls team, competed in their state championships down around Augusta. We'll have more on that next week. Local senior golfers had some memorable rounds recently. At age 75, Jim Hollabaugh at Chattahoochee fired one better than his age when he shot a 74. While at the age of 84, Horace Smallwood shot an 81 on the Village and Mill courses at Chicopee Woods. And Al Bip Scott shot his age of 74 at the Mill and School course at Chicopee. And finally, North Hall High would like to announce the signing of a couple of their seniors, Amanda Cantrell and Erica Howell, to Brenau University. Amanda and Erica will be cheering for the Brenau Golden Tigers beginning this fall. We told you last week, Brenau just recently had a second-place finish at a national cheer competition. That's our show for this week. Join us next week right here for more Hall County Sports. I'm Garry Glenn.